If you really didn't want to lose customers, you would give them more value than what they pay for. My retention on this YouTube channel is over 90%. It's over 90%. That is the inverse of losing 90% of your business. That's the whole fucking, matter of fact, that is the euro and dollar right there. I've seen people lose 90%. I maintain 90%. You want to talk about fucking business and retention? We can talk about it. We can fucking talk about it. Matter of fact, I wasn't gonna share this, but now you got me excited. That and my energy drink's been hitting too. I'm waking up now. Let me give you 4 business principles. Are you ready for this? 4 business principles that will skyrocket your retention. Are you ready? I'll give you 4. Very simple, very easy. And it is exactly how I run this YouTube channel. It's exactly how I ran, you know, being an educator the last few years. 4 business principles. Number 1, people over profit. Simple as that. Number 1, people over profit. So what does that entail? Before I give you my answer, let me see what the chat has to say. Open-ended question. Chat, what do you think that means? But business principle number 1, people over profit. What does that mean? Focus more on the value you're creating than the money you're making. Money is the byproduct. That's a good answer. Jada. Naruto says you put people first, seeking to give them the best experience instead of getting the most money out of them. Agreed. Sean says having the right people around you rather than just anybody. It's a good example. Not exactly what I was looking for, but it's a solid answer. Customer people experience, you know, get caught up in the money, because once you create good experience for the people, they will come back. I do agree, at least with the second half of what you said there, Trillion. Now, I'm not sure what the first, you had me in the first half, but the second half you came through. So we might need to reword that. Stephanie says giving something of value for the good of humanity. All right, value is a different topic, but let me tell you what I have. There's only 4 bullet points almost for each one. So the first business principle is people over profit. Now, what that entails, in my opinion, I'm not entirely done making that lesson. This is just an outline, but I will give you the few bullet points that I have. Okay. Which means in order to put people over profit, it means you need to value people, that everybody is somebody. You have to value people. That means that everybody is somebody. Everybody is somebody. People come first no matter what. Okay? Now look how open-ended that is. People come first no matter what. Bobby, that fucking fat bitch that fired me when I was, I think, 17 or 18 years old. And she had called the police to escort me out of the building. And I was the only waiter on staff. And I know shit. I walked up to, I had, I think, like 2 or 3 tables, and there was these 2 girls, or 2 women rather. And I walked up to them and I said, "Hey, do you need anything else? The police are on their way to come get me. Like, this is your chance before I have to leave." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, my fucking manager's trying to fire me right now. She called the police. So if you need a drink, I'll grab it for you. Like, now's the time." Because I was putting my customers before anything else. You want to arrest me? Go ahead. But my people need their fucking refills, okay? Straight like that. The third bullet point is answer questions, ask questions, and engage. Engage. When you value people, you interact with them. You ask them, "Hey, how are you doing? How's the family?" Right? "How are you on your weight loss goal?" You know, like shit like that. People don't know, or people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right? You've heard that before. You got to value people. Talk to them. Engage with them. Don't leave them on red. Reach out. Don't wait for them to reach out to you. Reach out to them. Simple. Simple. And the last one, never ignore people. Like I said, don't leave people on red. You know what I mean? Don't ignore them. Everyone in here probably knows what it feels like to be ignored, right? Everyone in here should know what it feels like to be ignored. Does it feel good? Yes or no, chat? Does it feel good to be ignored? Maybe you're in an argument with your significant other and you're texting them or calling them and they're ignoring you. How does that feel? Doesn't feel good, right? No, it doesn't. It's an awful feeling, right, Andreas? Okay. So empathy, put yourself in their shoes. If someone looks up to you and you ignore them, how are they going to feel? They're going to feel like shit. That's not putting people first. You got to do your best not to ignore them. That's why sometimes I feel bad when you guys ask me to look at something and I say I'm going to do it and then I forget because we're looking at other things. That's why I feel bad, because I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot to look at it. Okay. I'm still doing my best, but I'm not perfect. Okay. So there is principle number one, people over profit. Value people. Everybody is somebody. People come first no matter what. Answer questions, ask questions, and engage, and never ignore your people. Now, these are really values, but more tailored like to the business side of things. Because you should still be a person like how I'm telling you to be. But it really, really applies in business. And I promise, I think if you do these four really well, your business is going to do very well. Trust me. Okay. That's what I believe. All right. Business principle number two, transparency. One word, transparency. So what does that entail? What do you guys think? What does transparency mean to you? Edgar says, don't lie. Maximiliano says, be real. Sean says, being open and honest. Andreas says, being transparent. Transparency does mean being transparent. I can't argue with that, Andreas. Beverly says, be real. Naruto says, telling the truth, give what it is. Trillionaire says, be honest also with others and yourself. No, I like that answer. Being honest with others and yourself. Willow says, authenticity. I like it. So here's what I have. Only 3 bullet points for this one. The first bullet point is open and honest because people can tell otherwise. Open and honest because people can tell when you're not. That's true. When you're not open and honest, people can tell. Not everybody, but people who have half a fucking brain will be like, oh yeah, this person is full of shit. Right? I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen someone like that? Where maybe you saw an ad, you know, oh, my trading bot does 1,000% a month. And you're like, all right, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It's so easy to see like through bullshit, right? So open and honest because people can tell otherwise. Bullet point number 2, transparency builds trust because without trust, you have nothing. Think about that. Transparency builds trust because without trust, you have nothing. How well do you think a marriage would be if you don't trust your significant other, or your significant other doesn't trust you? It gets real, doesn't it? Yes. Trust. Probably the most number one thing in any relationship, business. Okay. But transparency helps build trust. Sadly, every day, smell the bullshit from some before they even talk. Yikes, Sean. We got to find new friends. We got to find new friends. These are the people I have to work with daily. Oh, good grief. We got to find a new job, Sean. All right. The last bullet point for transparency. I actually pull out a quote from Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, believe it or not. One of them is never appearing too perfect. never appearing too perfect. And that requires humility. It requires humility, right? I come on here, I might think, hey, chat, I think we're going to go higher, and it goes lower. I'm wrong, right? It takes humility to admit that, to be like, oh, yeah, I got it wrong. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? And trust me, that does take humility. That builds trust as well. If you appear too perfect, I see this shit happen on Twitter all the time too. I'm not going to name names, but you know, people act like they never take losing trades. They only post winning trades, and just rarely ever tweet ideas or where they think the market's going to go because they don't want to be wrong, right? I see that shit. And I'm like, you don't know. You know, you can't trust people like that. You can't trust people who don't, you know, put their ass on the line, put their reputation on the line. If they don't take risks and, you know, I guess do things that potentially may make them look bad or wrong, like you can't trust that person. You know what I mean? So there it is. Business principle number 2 is transparency. Being open and honest because people can tell otherwise. It builds trust because without it, you have nothing. And never appearing too perfect, which does require humility. Those 3 things are under transparency. All right. The third business principle. The third business principle is competence. What does that mean to you, chat? What does competence mean to you? Naruto says being skillful and knowledgeable at what you do, know it well, do it well. Edgar says having experience. I'm just gonna say says experience and skills. Sean says having knowledge and ability to learn more. Okay. What I have for undercompetence: to create and maintain valuable skills, trading, marketing, design, maybe. Okay, your personal skills. You're not going to be good at everything. Some people are going to be better at things than you are, and you'll probably be better at certain things than other people. And you'll have certain skills, right? And you got to work on those skills. For me personally, I wouldn't work so much on what you're bad at. I would work more at what you're really great at. Which leads me to the second bullet point of competence, which is become an expert. Become an expert in your field. Now, to me, I think it is a little bit egotistical to call yourself an expert, but I mean, you want people to at least see you as an expert. Okay. There's a couple of you that see me as an expert, right? I assume. Okay. Because we look for things in price that pan out over and over again. It's the consistency of the market, right? Because I study trading, I want to become an expert, and I put the time and the work and the experience and, you know, working on the skill sets. And the third point under competence is communicate clearly and effectively. Communicate clearly and effectively. Because those are 2 different things, just so you know. Being clear about something and communicating something effectively are 2 different things. I can't really think of a good story or an analogy, so I'll just give you a quick one. I could tell you, this is unprofessional, but it is what it is. I could come into your room right now and say, hey, shut the fuck up. I did communicate what I want you to do clearly. I want you to stop talking. But is that communication going to be effective? No, it's not. Because me coming off as hostile, you're going to do the exact opposite. No, I'm not going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to play my music. I'm going to do this, right? But if I came in your room and I say, hey, you know, there's a newborn at my house. I can hear the music that you guys are playing. I would appreciate it if, you know, you could turn the music down so that way my baby doesn't, you know, get woken up from your music. That is clearly communicating what you want And it's most likely going to be effective because you're telling them, hey, look, I have a newborn, man. And your music is disturbing the peace. And you're asking them politely, hey, can you just, you don't have to turn the music off, but can you just turn the music down for me, please? Right? Be respectable, be kind. So there's a difference between communicating clearly and communicating effectively. You want to do both. Yeah, Willow, I use that because you're in here. That's why. Okay. Business principle number 4, which I've told you before, but I'll tell you again, is under promise and over deliver. I think I said that correctly. I'll say it one more time just to make sure. Under promise and over deliver. What do you think that means, chat? Sean says quality over quantity, no BS. Trillionaire says don't make any promises you can't keep. I like that one. We see that a lot in certain industries, don't we? Naruto says let your actions speak louder than words. I agree with that as well. Give more than you say you will. Right. I agree. Give more than what's expected of you. I agree, Willow. Stephanie says satisfaction above and beyond expectations. Yes. So the first bullet point for under promise and over deliver is give amazing value or give incredible value, whatever it is. Right. Now that's, I mean, you don't really need to, I guess, go over that. Right. Because I mean, if you're in a business or if you're in the service industry, you know that you give value. Right. It's as simple as that. But you got to give amazing value, the best possible value that you can. You don't want to hold too many things back. The second bullet point is leave them wanting more. Now, don't take it the wrong way. Okay. Because that can be seen kind of like 48 laws of power. You can kind of take that the wrong way or you can take it the right way. Leave them wanting more as in if you, let's just say that you give a speech or something and you have 20 minutes. Okay, cool. Well, you pack that 20 minutes with a ton of value. And at the end, you probably will give them an offer. Not an offer hey, buy my shit. More like an offer hey, if you liked today's presentation, my Instagram is at jonfibonacci. Hey, if you like this YouTube video, you should watch the playlist that I have that goes over this more in depth. Right? Or you give them some sort of roadmap or way to, get more content or more service from whatever it is that you provide. So I don't know, if you were in the home remodeling business and you did their bathroom, you just leave them a business card or some shit hey, we redid your one bathroom. If you want us to do your other bathroom, give us a call. Or if you want us to redo your kitchen, give us a call, right? Leave them wanting more. Oh shit, that's a good idea. They did a good job in our bathroom. Maybe they should do our kitchen as well. Well, the last bullet point's really easy. Over promising can hurt your credibility. I don't promise that you'll come in here and be a profitable trader in 90 days or 6 months or anything like that. I don't promise profitability at all. You know what I mean? I cannot promise that. Because that means 100% of you would have to become a profitable trader in order for me to meet that promise. And that I cannot make. You know what I'm saying? And that would hurt my credibility. Man, I watched John's YouTube channel for 6 months and I wasn't a profitable trader. Man, fuck him. Right? And then that makes me look bad. That hurts my credibility. First business principle is people over profit. The second one is transparency. Number 3 is competence. And then number 4 is under promise and over deliver. Okay. So if you work on those 4 things, putting people first, being honest, open, and transparent, being very skilled at what you do, delivering your message, providing people with value, and if you give them more than what they expect, right, under promise and over deliver, your business retention will be high. it will be high. I've seen people in their business looks like a fucking Dow Jones 1 minute time frame. Their business looks like this. Oh, got a bunch of customers. Oh, lost a bunch of customers. Oh, gained a bunch of people. Oh, lost some. Oh, now we're up again. And their business is a roller coaster. My business does not look like that. Okay? Especially on this YouTube channel. No, hell no. My business here, at least on this YouTube channel, looks like this. It's actually done this. It looks like that. Okay? That's what the memberships here look like. So, in my opinion, all right? Again, this is just my opinion. Look at the order that we did. Look at the order of those four. Competence came third, not second or first. The first is number one for a reason, because that's the biggest thing. That's why it's pinned to my Instagram. Did you guys ever notice that? It's been that way, I think, for like 3 or 4 months. It's pinned on my Instagram profile, people over profit. Not just because that's the way that I want to be, but that's because I feel like everybody, every business should be that way. And to me, it doesn't matter if you could make more money being anything different. Because let me tell you this, folks, and I'll leave it with this. I'm not going to name names. I don't have a vendetta against anybody or, any specific person. Okay. I'm not talking about any specific company either. All right. But I will tell you this. I have noticed that some people, all they do is travel and do presentations and speak. Maybe that's a life that you want. Maybe you want to live on the road. Maybe you want to live doing presentations city to city. If you like that, go for it. If that's what you like, please do it. Because again, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But that's not something that I want to do. Can you make a shit ton of money? Sure. Sure you can. You absolutely can. But the problem with that is, and again, this is in the video, problems in the MLM industry. The problem is you do everything to go out, right? And get people to sign up for your stuff. But what you don't do, I don't know what symbol it would be. You don't get them to stay. So all your time and energy goes into signing people up for your service. And again, this could be anything. I mean, this could be solar panels. This could be lotions and potions. It could be, I don't know, YouTube subscriptions, maybe. I mean, literally anything, whatever it is, makeup, anything. This is where everyone focuses their attention. Go get customers, sign them up, call everybody and their mom, go door to door, send out fucking emails or, text messages and do all this shit, right? Just get them signed up, And they'll, all right, you get some signups, whatever. Great. You get them to sign up, but then the problem is you do not do anything to get them to stay. You don't get them to stay. They're just like a one-off or 2-month, 3-month customer, and then you never see them again. So that business model, I promise you, is not sustainable. It's not. That book that I mentioned in that video, The Problems in the MLM Industry, Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman, right? Yeah, I remember all this shit, okay? By Joey Coleman, he proves it. He did research. Companies actually make more money by doing the inverse of this. Focus on keeping your people. Of course, still go out and, get your signups or do your marketing and, all that shit. It's a two-part system. You have to go get the customers, But then once you get them, you got to get them to stay. That's the big thing here. Stay. What is the difference? Okay. It's simple math too, folks. Think about it. You go out, you get one customer, and they stay for 10 months. Okay, great. Or you go get 10 customers, and they each stay for only 1 month. What's the difference? You got 10 customers that paid for 1 month. Great. Or in 10 months, you had one customer stay that whole time. It's the same amount of money here. It's the same amount. Right? Now imagine this for you math nerds. What if you had 10 customers that stayed for 10 months? Or even maybe 8 of them stayed for 10 months, or even 5 of them stayed for 10, or yeah, half of them stayed for 10 months. Do the math on that shit. Okay? Now also think about this. We'll come back for a second. One customer for 10 months or 10 customers at 1 month. Now you could tell me, but wait a minute, John, wait a minute. In that 1 month, getting those 10 customers, I'm going to get some fat commissions. And that makes it worth it. All right. Not a bad argument. It's not a bad argument. But here's my answer to that. The one customer, okay, that came in for 10 months, I only had to do the presentation one time. You doing those 10 customers, all right, you did your one presentation or a couple presentations for that month, and then the next month you're at 0. So now you got to go out and keep doing the presentations, keep doing the calls, keep doing this and doing that. And the factor that comes into that is no longer about the money. That's the thing people lose focus on. Okay? I'm going to tell you this one time. Fuck the money. Because you know what becomes more important than that? Is the time aspect. That's supposed to be a clock. Because now you're doing what? You're spending all your time, your energy, and money probably on trying to get people in and get people in. It's not sustainable, dude. It's not sustainable. But you know what it is? Getting people into your business and then getting them to stay. That's what's going to work. That's what's going to free up your time. Not, you're still going to have to obviously do stuff to maintain them, of course. But I'm saying you'll have more time and you'll make more money. In the long run, at least. Okay. Sometimes the short run, those people who do presentations and all that, they might make more money that first month, that second month, or whatever. But then how many people do you know made rank and then lost rank? How many people do you know that did that? They hit a certain rank and then they lost it. Oh, but them flyers never lost it though, right? That's weird. The back office updated, but that flyer never updated though. What's up with that? Those are motivational speakers whose goal is to build, however, lacking knowledge to teach and retain. Excuse me. Inability to guide a client to obtain the organizational information promised for mastery. Where they blow an account and never delete the funded flyer. Ooh, Beverly came in with the with the juice on that one. Yeah. Yeah, lost that funded account, but that funded trader is still in the biography. Interesting. Interesting. So, hey man, look, at the end of the day, I'm not here to talk shit, for that reason. But I'm just saying, you want a business, okay, that does this, not this. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And sure, you compare the two lines, right? Well, one should be a different color. Okay. So you look at something like this. You start off slow. Someone comes in, you know, all fast and whatnot. All right, great. You made more money in the short run. And then since you didn't maintain your business, all right, now you lost all your customers. All right, cool. Now I'm doing better. All right. You came in because you got a little brief motivation. You watch fucking, I don't know, a motivational video on YouTube or some shit. And you got motivated for a couple weeks and then you didn't maintain them. So they all fell off again. Right. So you see this back and forth action, but then you see what happens in the long run. I'm telling you, this is what happens in the long run. You want me to further prove my point on that? And we're still on the last thing, by the way, because I always say like, we'll do one last thing and that's it. We're still on that last part. Okay. We're still on that last part. Let's do this. Let's compare. Let's go to, who did we talk about earlier this year? We talked about JP Morgan. We haven't updated them in a while. They've been shite the last couple of weeks. That's okay. That's all right. So let's look at this for a minute. Let's look at JP Morgan and then let's look at Bank of America. All right. So what's taking place here? Well, they're both banks. They're both really large banks. JP Morgan's the largest. I think Bank of America is second or third. Okay. But look what happened here. JP Morgan made a low and has recovered nicely. Bank of America made a low. Ooh. But they're not doing so great. They're not doing so great, are they? In the long run, right? In the short run, yeah, they both got their face ripped off. But in the long run, who's killing it? It's JP Morgan. That's what you want. That's the thing, okay? I forgot to expand on this business-wise. And Alex Hormozy touched on this in one of his recent videos as well. I don't watch too much Alex Hormozy. I think I'm starting to like his content a little bit more, even though he over edits all his shit. But anyway, you need to stop thinking about a month from now, or even like, I don't know, 6 months from now. What you need to be thinking about is a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. That is part of the decision on why I left the academy. Because I had to see 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. I'm about to be 30 fucking years old, man. Okay? I'm about to be 30 years old. What is my legacy going to be? Is it going to be with them or is it going to be somewhere else? And I had to weigh the factors. I looked on the last 3 years and I looked at the next 3 years and I said, well, fuck, man. If the next 3 years are anything like the last 3 years, this ain't it. This ain't it. My first month on YouTube, my second month on YouTube, my third month on YouTube did not make a lot of money. Okay. Shit. The first 3 months, I wasn't even monetized. It took a couple months to get monetized. And then, yeah, it takes a couple months to build up memberships as well. Okay. But it's going up, which I'll show you one day. It ain't gonna be today, but I'll show you that one day. I'll show you the growth on this channel because I'm going to prove it to you that what I am doing, I believe works. If it doesn't, then it won't. I don't control that. But everything in my power that I can control, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on putting you guys first. I'm always transparent with you guys. If I'm wrong or if I took a loss or if I just straight up didn't trade like today, I didn't take a trade today. I'm glad I didn't because I probably would have taken a loss. That's just straight up transparency for you. I probably would have taken a loss. Did I still come in here and look for something on Dow? Yeah. Did we get that? I mean, I'll leave that for you to decide. But we did talk about seeing if this was going to be a sweep on the low to come grab this high and possibly this one. And what did we get? We've printed almost damn near nothing but up candles on this 5-minute time frame. Look at that. Worst day, shitty conditions, still found something. That, my friends, is number 3. Competence, becoming an expert. Under promise and over delivering. You guys came on here for price action streams and I just gave you business lessons. You got more than what you came here for. I don't just teach it to you. I don't just teach you these things like in theory. No, it's not theory, bro. These are literally my business principles. They're on a sheet of paper. They're right here. I have them to remind myself of these things. It's as simple as that. Having a plan and then just executing. It's as simple as that.